big story that we are focusing on, and that's related to India's first AI-SEZ. Well, in a major step towards positioning India as a global technology hub, the country's first artificial intelligence-focused special economic zone, or SEZ, is all set to come up in Chhattisgarh's capital city, Nava Raipur. In fact, the project will be developed by Indore-based carbon-neutral data center Rack Bank Data Centers Private Limited, and it will involve an investment of 1,000 crore rupees. Remember the SEZ policy, according to what was introduced in 2005. Under the SEZ Act, it aims to promote exports, attract foreign investment, create employment, and boost overall economic activity by offering tax incentives, simplified procedures, and infrastructure support. Now, SEZs are spread across the country and cater to a wide range of sectors, and that includes information technology, biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, textiles, engineering, and multi-product manufacturing. And of course, to talk about India's first AI-SEZ and the development of that, I'm now joined by Narendra Sen, who's the founder and CEO of Rack Bank. Thank you very much, Mr. Sen, for joining us here on ET Now.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad. And
so, Mr. Sen, when we talk about... All right, so when we talk about India's first AI-SEZ, and of course, we're given to understand that you are investing at least 1,000 crores. But what's the overall scale that we're looking at in terms of how are you going to deploy this capital? How many data centers are you planning to set up in the SEZ? What's the capacity going to be? And what is the expected timeline for completion? I know that I've bunged in too many questions in one go, but do answer some of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So India's AI story just started. Imagine the population which we have. I'll give a little bit context about the data center in general. That right now we are a billion, 1.545 billion population country, and compared to China has 13 gigawatt of data center deployed, where India has only 1 gigawatt deployed, and America is like more than 20 gigawatt. So imagine we are lagging behind the AI infrastructure. So we decided to build a sustainable way, and in the cities like Chhattisgarh and MP. So we started putting in Raipur, and it's going to be country's first AI special economic zone to help global LLM companies to launch in their operations in India, and also help those countries to serve not only in India but outside Southeast Asia and Dubai MENA region from India itself. This project is very ambitious in compared to like other data center project. It's specialized in liquid cooling. So traditionally, the data center is being built for a traditional workload. Here we are focusing more on AI workload. AI workload is like accelerated computing, which is like GPU driven, which required like traditional is 8 kilowatt density versus 150 kilowatt density. Like one rack, you fit 150 kilowatt of power consumption. So this is power hungry, but sustainability keeping in mind, this will be run on 100% clean energy. Second, we don't use water to cool down our servers. You heard about the large big hyperscalers using water to cool down. We don't have water to for a people, so we should be more sustainable on that approach. So we are using liquid cooling technology in this data center. This is going to be in phases 100 megawatt, and the first building total we are projecting 6 buildings. The first building is going live this year, before end of this year. That's our target of this project. Hope I covered all the questions.
Okay. So, Mr. Sen, you've spoken about a whole lot of things, including, 6 buildings that are going to come up. And of course, this is going to be energy efficient. You've also spoken about expansion beyond, of course, the borders of the country. But let me ask you, what are the timelines essentially that you're looking at in terms of completion of this project? When you say that 6 buildings are going to be coming up, what is the estimated timeline that you're looking at?
So within 2 years, as per our estimate, that within 2 years we'll be able to fully operational with the 6 buildings, and we have non-SEZ as well, so we can expand to the non-SEZ as well. So SEZ, we believe that we will be able to complete in 2 years' time.
Okay, 2 years' time is essentially what you're looking at. But let me ask you the other important question that everybody has been wondering. Given the fact that, when you talk about technology, when you talk about AI, it's essentially states like Andhra Pradesh, which have been giving a big push to technology, or states like, Gujarat, for instance, which is doing a lot rather when it comes to semiconductors and electronics clusters as far as those are concerned. So why did you choose Chhattisgarh, and which industries are you targeting as far as this investment is concerned?
Yeah, so look at the India's map. The how the data center is being consumed, or the internet being consumed in India is like we identify the very strategic central region, because if you are a user in Delhi or Chennai, you need to reach to last miles in terms of the latency. So our workloads are like can help and handle training and inferencing the same time within 10 millisecond or less than 10 millisecond you can reach out to the end users. So this is the objective of choosing the central region. And second advantage, the Chhattisgarh state is emerging power surplus, and the proactive policies help us out to choose. The government is so flexible in terms of this is the first special economic zone in the state, so they are very excited. The entire leadership, the entire bureaucrat, the entire IS officers, everybody, like the industry secretary, they have supported this project a lot. Principal secretary, chief minister, they all are excited. So we are looking across India, the partnership with the state government, and this state has moved forward and give us the best roadmap in terms of the facilities. So we chose them, and because of this central location, the power surplus. This industry is no more fiber driven. You should not be in Mumbai or Chennai where the fiber connect. It's more toward the power consumption, power hungry workload. So this is very strategic location which we have chosen in terms of the latency and in terms of the sustainability.
All right. So sustainability was one of the key factors, and of course the other SOPs that the government is giving as part of setting up this SEZ. But in terms of scaling up the infrastructure as far as that SEZ park is concerned, Mr. Sen, when you look at, you do have clients here in India, but how are you looking at when it comes to servicing international clients? Because that is also something that you mentioned just a short while back.
Yeah. So look at the LLM companies based in US and France and Paris and across the world, and they want this larger market pie. So we are trying to create an AI gateway of India. So we ask all the large language companies come host and have a good experience and bring more dollars to the country. So we understand the AI workload, how it works, how to handle it, how to manage it. So we are a new generation data center company, not an old traditional general purpose compute where the 3 availability zones is required. It's like a new way of doing a data center or operating and building. So we are redesign the entire infrastructure. We are building horizontal. So traditionally it take 24 months time to build a data center. We are delivering in 9 months. Traditionally the workload is 8 kilowatt. We are delivering 150 kilowatt. Traditionally it's cooled by water, we are cooling by oil, liquid cooling. So a lot of changes has done, and it took us 2 years to build this capability. And as a startup, we are always, how we can differentiate with others in the market, how we can add value to our customer, how we can make it affordable and available. AI is a war. It's every country is trying to set their own standards. So we are trying to build make in India. Make AI in India, we are enabling that. And to order to make it, these are the components which we build. So we have got patented liquid cooling technology as well. We have got patent in India that compared to the technology available in the West, it is costing say 50 lakh rupees. We have built in-house in 5 lakh rupees using the local talent. So a lot of differentiator we have to brought to the table to make it affordable and accessible. As I mentioned, this AI is a war, means every country is now trying to build the capability around that and increasing efficiency of people and productivity. The same India required that. Our 100 million MSME also required that. And the global company who want to enter into India, they need these kind of infrastructure and support.
Right. 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 But Mr. Sen, when you look at the revenue potential, you are pumping in 1,000 crores into this overall project. But what's the revenue potential that you think that this project currently has? And what are the targets that you have in mind? Because like you said, you're servicing companies not just based in India, but globally as well.
Yeah. So this industry potential is huge. Look at the what US is building today. They are deploying like $100 billion to build a Stargate specifically for AI workload. We imagine that as India as a whole, we have to build a similar project in the country, and that's a starting point for our vision. Uh, it required lot of capital, which we can't. At this point of time, it required a timeline and achieve that. But our
Right.
ambitions around that is like
It does.
we can make a double-digit billion-dollar investment in another 5 years down the line.
Okay, so that much more investment that you're looking at. But what about the revenues, the kind of returns that you're expecting? If you could give us a concrete figure, or if not a concrete figure, but a tentative figure that you're essentially looking at.
So look at the data center. The entire thing is boils down. Whatever you consume or internet or AI side, it is hosted in data center. It is coming from data center. So I'll give you a large context that within 24 months to 30 months, 36 months, we generate our IRR, our ROI. Whatever we invest, we get back in 30 to 36 months, not more than that. And we reinvest the same again and again and again and replicate the capacity. So typically 20 to 25% IRR we can generate through our business as per the digital infrastructure business.
Okay. 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 Mr. Sen, just a final couple of questions before we let you go. And I want to talk about your company. Are you profitable as a company? And, with this project, what are the kind of advancements that you're seeing with respect to, or you're expected to see with respect to RACBank?
Yeah, so RegBank as a startup and it's profitable from our inception. And now we are going in the growth mode, and that's how we are expanding our operations outside the Indore. And now we have chosen Raipur, and there are 8-9 states it's lined up with our expansion plan, including Mumbai. And we believe that this is our differentiator, as I mentioned in the entire discussion, that AI focused infrastructure platform. And that's the biggest differentiator. How you are going to handle the 150 kilowatt density, how you are going to add value to your customers. I can give you one example. Like OpenAI, started the image product called Ghibli, and suddenly Sam Altman has to ask people stop using the product because their GPU is burning. A lot of GPU consumption is required. Suddenly, one technology changes happened, and you need a lot of compute capacity, and that's the growth of this industry. So India need at least 2 gigawatt of AI data center. What it means in 2 gigawatt, I can explain as an industry standard. It required $5 million to make 1 megawatt of data center capacity. Now I'm talking about 2000. So it required billions of dollars of investment. So that's the potential of this industry. How much we can have in this pie, it's all depend on our growth and strategy. We believe that the market is growing 36% year on year.
Right. Mr. Sen, just one final question before we let you go. And this one essentially is on the fact that, while we are making in India, and we'll have to see how that story really pans out with respect to data centers. But in the overall scheme of things, when you talk about data center as an industry, what are the clients on your roster as of now? And which ones are you expecting to get into? And which are the sectors that you'll be looking at servicing?
So healthcare sector, I'll start with the healthcare is the highest priority, and then fintech, and then the education, learning. These are the 3 category which I believe that's and video analytics, safe city. These are the 3 to 4 category. Second, India AI is another good way to look at that example. Because government really trying to democratize this supply chain of the GPUs, and this will enable India's own LLMs, and that's a future. I believe that's where everybody has to focus. The other, the capital, it required a sovereign fund. We have sovereign fund in India as well, and the global sovereign fund is eyeing on. They're putting a lot of money. The traditional infrastructure investors are now moving toward the digital infrastructure side. We have a lot of potential requests to invest in our company, and we are evaluating the partners who can be fit for our requirement and our growth. So these are the people who is looking to invest in digital infrastructure.
All right, Mr. Sen, thank you very much for answering some of our questions with respect to the big project that you're heralding. 1,000 crores is the scale of investment that you're putting in, but you say that this has a capacity to expand much further, and you will not really shy away from putting in more if the need arises. Well, on that note, thank you very much for joining us here on ET Now and sharing your thoughts on this big project that RAC Bank is in fact heralding. Ladies and gentlemen, time now for us to slip into a very short break, but don't go anywhere as we have lots more lined up after this very short commercial break.